How'd you and Bob meet in the first place?
We met at the Kentucky Derby, and one of the writers for Sports Illustrated said, "Hey, Bob, you want to meet Bob?" And Bob had named his kid just recently after me, and that was kind of one of the stories that guy had covered. And so I went over and met him, and right away he's just such a cool dude, and you just got the sense that of the same kind of thing that I deal with in World Cup, where he's the main guy. He was shouldering the media. He'd come off of in the late 90s, winning the Derby twice and almost winning the Triple Crown with Silver Charm and Real Quiet. He was the guy at the time, and he was still super cool and relaxed, and he was fired up to meet me, and we just hit it off right away.
You said you and Bob are kind of like kindred spirits. How so?
I just think that the way we view competition, we're both competitive, but we're both also, we do it for probably reasons that are hard to understand for most people. Most people want to just win races. I think we do it for also the way we win races. Bob doesn't want to, he wants to win the Triple Crown, but he wants to win it in a way that makes him feel good, in a way that makes him proud, a way that he's really psyched about. And he and I have talked about that a good bit. He loves having horses that he buys for $750,000 that win the Derby. But he also really loves finding a horse for 50 grand and winning Grade 1 stakes races.
You said one of the things he most taught you was about identifying the right raw material.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So for Bob, he'll tell everybody straight up. He says, you want to win more races, buy better horses. There's lots of horses that I would pick out that I would buy for $50 or $60 or $70,000 that he would say, no, that horse is garbage. I'm not buying it. And he has never turned me down training a horse, saying, no, I won't train it, but he's very clear and says, I'll train the horses, but if they're garbage, we got to drop them, because he needs the stable space, and he's in demand, and he'll always take a look, because he knows that it doesn't matter if you bought a horse for $8,000 or $800,000. He'll know when he sees it, and when he sees it run, if it's got talent. And so he's willing to take a look at anything, but if the horse is garbage, he's got to get it out of the stable. That's where Bob is I think the best in the world. He's the best in the world at identifying really good horses and doing it early. And then he also has the budgets that if other people have done the same thing, he can outbid them and buy the horse.
Tell about a noteworthy sale you've been to with him.
Well, he's super crafty, because also people, if somebody else had money, say you and I raised $20 million and went to a sale, our best option would be to sneak around behind Bob and whatever horse he was bidding on, outbid him. That would be our best option if we had the money. So a lot of people do that because they have money, but they don't have the ability to pick good horses like he does.
So how does he combat that?
He can bet with like a twitch of his eye. He has guys at the auction that are specifically allocated to him. They walk around super cagey, and he'll be like off to the side eating or whatever, and the auction's going on, and you can't tell he's bidding at all. He'll twitch his shoulder, and that's a bid. And he'll nod his head, and that's a bid. And they're on him and they're watching, and they don't tell you who's bidding. So they just say, we got a bid for $770,000, and so you don't know who you're bidding against necessarily in his case. And that's simply survival instinct for him. He has to do it, because otherwise he'd have 6 or 7 people bidding up every single horse he was on, wasting a bunch of money for him.